What do newly married couples look for when they're purchasing in a luxury community? Well, I happen to live next to the most popular old money luxury community in HINSDALE, Illinois. So let me tell you why it's the best old money suburb in the entire United States, and maybe why it's better than some of the other options in the Midwest. See, HINSDALE is right next to a couple towns named Western Springs, LaGrange, Clarendon Hills, Downers Grove, Burr Ridge, but HINSDALE really takes the cake at blending old money, conservative values, and new money, affluent culture. So that's what attracts young professionals and what keeps old money lifelong residents in the neighborhood. The wide red brick paved streets, the tree-lined thick streets, they give people a sense of belonging and also privacy from the hustle and bustle of the city. So what are some of the architecture types that you'll find? Well, besides your modern American craftsmen, you have classic Queen Anne architecture. That's right, Victorian architecture going back 150 years. Tudor Revival, French Renaissance, Italian Renaissance, Colonial Revival. You have basically the most popular types of architecture right next to these old-fashioned brick-paved roads. Now, why are the streets designed like this? Well, if you're a civil engineer or study architecture history, Chicago was the first wealthy suburb west of Chicago back in the mid-1800s. And because Chicago was such a booming community with the Chicago River, there was sort of a smell from the Industrial Revolution. So it was a way for people to escape the hustle and bustle and sort of the unpleasant smell of the Chicago River and move out west and get farmland and build big estates. And those people still, there's generations of family that still live there 150 years later. So that's what's called old money legacy wealth. So what's the difference between new money, affluent culture, and old money wealth? Well, they both want the fancy school system of HINSDALE Central High School. That is the crown jewel that what makes HINSDALE so popular is you basically get a private school level of education, but in a free public school environment, meaning for 13 years, you're roughly saving $900,000 for every 2 children you have. So you can see why a family of 6 would move actually from out of the country just to buy into this community, because you can essentially get millions of dollars of free private school level education in a public school environment. So HINSDALE, the pricing is so high because of this high education, and the ceiling is high because you have the new money people competing with the old money. So you have a battle for land, essentially, because the town's essentially landlocked, so the values are always protected, even during